Well, hello. So get up to standing. We're going to use one weight, but for right now, keep it aside safely so that you do not end up stepping on it. And we're going to actually start just warming up from the bottom of the spine. So let's start with a couple breaths just to get us all in unison here. Give a nice wide stance to your legs. Feel nice and light, little pop to your feet. And we're just going to inhale those arms up. Let your eyes and chest go up with you. And then as we exhale, the hands will come down. Let the chin come into the chest and just give a slight stretch to the neck. Inhale, arms up. Eyes and chest go up. And exhale, arms come down. One more. Inhale up. Eyes and chest come with you. And exhale, chin and eyes come down. Let's just take those hands out to the sides of our pelvis. So feel where you're sitting on the ridge. And you need to soften your knees. So you want to have a lightness so that there's great mobility here. So all we're going to do is shift our weight side to start. Notice what's happening is my knee is bending forward and then forward. And you're going to begin to feel the stretch through the back side of the lower leg and into the ankle joint. So oftentimes we will notice our heel might want to lift when we bend that knee forward. So feel how that stretches and work really hard to just keep that knee tracking straight ahead. Last 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to rock into one side and then just turn our body and tuck your tail under. So my low back just got really round. And then I'm going to get both feet back on the floor, and at the same time, I'm going to stick my tail to the wall behind me. And I'm going to take my tail all the way around, like I'm trying to just scoop the edges of the room. And then from here, I'm going to tuck my tail under and get my spine back to tall. So scoop your abs in, tuck your tail under, and then stick that tailbone back and go around, 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 and all the way till I'm trying to reach to that part of the room. And then I'm going to scoop my tail under and come up to tall. So now that you get the concept, let your spine enjoy it. There's not a right or a wrong. So reach your tail to the wall behind you, and then take it around the room back there. Reach it like you're trying to touch all the way around. And then scoop that spine. And then tuck the tail under. And now stick the tail out and reach, 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 reach. And tuck it under. Here's that low back stretch. Ooh, all the way back up. Tuck that tail, get that stretch, feel it. And now stick that tail back out and around the room. And I'm just letting my feet turn as needed. And scoop and come up. Final one. Tuck that tail, feel the stretch. And then stick that tail out and go around and meet me in the middle. Great. So legs have gotten rather wide. Arms are going to come out in front of us. So I'm reaching my fingertips to you. As a matter of fact, let's imagine we're engaged holding hands together. And you're pulling me and I'm pulling you. And reach your tail behind you. So see how long you can get from your tail to your fingertips. And then open your arms out wide like an airplane. And now keeping your tail to the wall behind you, we're just going to turn our chest to the left like we're turning our airplane wings. And then come back to center. Let your chest do the leading. Don't go overboard with your arms. Just turn to. It's early in the day for those of us live, right? So our spine is just coming into the day. One more time to the left. And then back to center. And one more time to the right. And back to center. Let those arms come down, but my spine is still long. Now I'm going to tuck, pulling in my low abs, tail is rounded, and we're going to take that spine all the way back to the top. Good. So light on your feet again, little bounce, let your arms go. I got to be careful, my rug sometimes shifts here. Little rock. Start adding more rock from the hips. Let your rib and hip come together. So we're making a C shape in our spine if we slowed it down, right? There's that C curve. But we're just going to pick up that foot and then come onto both feet. So I want you to turn and just look at your right foot. And you're going to pick up all 5 toes and the ball of your foot so that you're just on your heel. And then I'm going to put my foot down and pull it up. So it goes down, focus on the muscles of your shin, pulling the top of the foot to the shin. And up and down. Most of us will start to feel a bit of fatigue in that shin. Last 3, 2, hold it up there. I want you to feel that fatigue in the shin. If you don't, maybe you just need more reps, right? We're going from right here. Now we go down and up again. 4, 3, 2, hold it up, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Shake that side out. So really important, right? When we say, oh, I tripped over my own feet. Those are the muscles responsible for having that good articulation through your foot. We tend to lose that a bit as we age. So coming to the other side, look at your foot. And you're going to pull all the toes up and the foot getting only to the heel. And then lower. And pull up. You could think of a ball sitting right at your ankle joint and that you're trying to squeeze the ball between your foot and your shin. And be really careful that you're not rocking, right? To sort of fake yourself out, you're doing more. Because that's not really using the muscles to lift my foot. I'm just changing the position of my body. So feel those lift. I hope you're starting to feel a little fatigue. Keep that leg up there. So keep the foot up there. Keep it up there. Keep it up there. 3, 2, 1. Down and up. 4, 3, 2. Keep it up there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Good. While you're all standing, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to come out of the equation. So we're going to use the neuro cards to work brain-body connection. You're going to go hands out here. When you go to the, let's say that the cue is for the right side, you're going to use your right hand. And the right hand would cross over and touch your left knee. Now, the knee does not have to come off the floor. It could be a come to the leg, okay? And not to point out the obvious, but when it's both, I don't expect you to jump, but you could. I'm kind of being facetious. You can just touch your legs when it's both, okay? So I'm going to do my best to get in the proper spot. I've gotten some guidance on this. Okay. Now, if you need to step closer, right? It doesn't matter if you're on your mat. Everyone's now like, ah, shucks, I needed my readers today. Okay, so you'll notice that whatever side of the line it's on, that signals the hand that you use. So go down the card like you're reading, left to right, down the rows. Good, and of course we're looking for speed, but accuracy. When you're finished, don't rush. When you're finished, I want you to inhale your arms up and overhead. And just exhale, let your spine roll forward or hinge at your hips and come all the way down through center. I wonder if anybody can tell they've had some time off from these. Good. Okay, so make your way back up. Okay, so a little trick brain-wise. What side it's on signals the legs. So if it's on the right, you have to tap your right leg. If it's on the left, you tap your left leg. If it's on both, you of course tap both legs. And I flip the card upside down just in case anyone's being so smart. So remember, leg is the focus. And when you're done, you're going to inhale arms up overhead and take that spine down toward the floor. Good. It truly is amazing when you do these regularly, how it feels. And trust me, everyone I see later too will be like, oh, I can tell I had a week off. Okay, so last but not least, ready? We're going back to hands as the focus. Okay. So the right hand is the circle. Both hands is the star. So process of elimination, the square is the left. So the star is both, the circle is right. Do your best. And when you're done, you'll inhale, arms up and overhead, and we'll all meet at the bottom of that hinge. Good. And when you get to the bottom of that hinge, let your body sway side to side. Excellent. All right, we're going to continue into lower body. I apologize. I have something in my eye and I wear contacts, so I think it's better. Okay. So coming back onto your mat, if you want a little sponge of a surface, if you need less instability, get onto a harder surface. So we're going to go feet now, walking them in. So we're just about a fist width apart. And in this position, we're just going to lower the buttocks down and back. And as we stand tall, I want you to lengthen out the leg. And at this point, I'm reaching through my heel because I'm pulling that foot back towards my leg again. So getting back into those shins. Step fist width apart, butt goes down and back. And as I come up, I'm going to pull that foot back and lift my other leg. Now we'll speed it up. Down to center, up and lift. Down and center, up and lift. Down and center, up and lift. Down, center, up and lift. 4, lift. 3, lift. 2, lift. We're going to hold this last one, so stay here. And we're going up. So the pulses, keep them near the top end of your range. Opposite arm to the leg goes up. Keep reaching, lifting. The knee that you're standing on is soft, right? It's moving, it's adjusting constantly. I hope you're starting to get some good flames coming out of the rear end. Both sides probably. 4, 3, 2, keep that leg lifted, and then set those sides down. Bend center, lift the other side up, and pulse, 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 pulse. Soft standing knee, pull the toes back, do your best not to lean, and reach that opposite arm up, 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 up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fist width apart, arms both in front, hips back. Heel your right heel off of the floor and set it back down. Heel your left heel up, set it back down. Right heel, left heel, both. Right, left, both. Right, left, both. Right, left. We're staying with both, 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 both. Woo! Putting those leg warm-ups to the chest here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the heels down and bring your chest towards your thighs. Straighten your legs, folding yourself in half at your hips. And bringing your body all the way back up to standing. Taking your arms up to the sides. Let's do a few windmills here. And we'll just open up the shoulders and chest before we head to the mat. I wonder if you're all equally as warm as I am. I have the fan going full speed overhead. I'm sweating. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down. All right, so let's get down to the floor. Okay, you can take your instructions there. Okay, so when you come, we're going to stay in the seated position. Hands are going to go behind the thighs. And again, our feet are just about fist width apart. So from this position now, we're gonna think of staying tall in our spine and beginning to walk the hands back until you feel your abs go, whoa, I better do something, right? Or I'm just gonna fall back. And then you're gonna walk your hands forward. Now the key here is to think about how the abs are your brakes. That's very different than thinking of your thighs as your brakes. It doesn't mean you're not gonna feel your thighs. You just wanna feel like the volume is cranked up on the abs and it's low on the thighs. So as I go back, I wanna feel, oh, there's my abs. They're shaking. And then I walk myself up. One more, walking back. Feel the abs. Whoa, let them shake, stay right there. Then float one leg lightly up and down, and then the other. And down. The hands are just there. Lift and lower. Imagine your legs are very light. Maybe you let your hand feel like it's assisting. Legs are light. Abs are working hard. And I will say I didn't do any straight up abs on my practice honeymoon last week. So we're gonna feel it today. We did lots of exercise, just not straight up abs. One more. Now can you take both up and down? Think abs. Use your arms to assist the legs. You just get right into your body. Feel where can I make my legs work a little less and my abs work a little more. Find the little flow to the feet. Here we are in a modified teaser. Appropriate. Teaser Tuesday. Pilates world. Now can you straighten one leg and then bend it? Straighten the other, bend it. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend. You go the distance you can. Spine is long, both legs if you can. Otherwise, stay to singles. We're doing two more. Last one. Abs, 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 and feet come down. We're gonna head all the way on our backs, but bring your weight with you. I recognize mine is way over yonder. All right, we're gonna get into obliques. But first, before we go there, let's go into a couple bridges to stretch the front here. So as your hands come down at your sides, you're gonna push through your heels. And here's that tuck, right? So feeling that low back get a little stretch, and then continue to peel the spine up. Now don't overdo it in your arch way up here. So you may need to soften your ribs. Instead, push with your butt to get the hips up. So that's a really common way the bridge sort of doesn't do all it could for you. And then down you come. So taking a breath in. Exhale, lift those hips up. Holding at the top of the bridge. And then taking the ribs down. And come to lay on your back. So as we're here on our back, go ahead and take the weighted ball now, or your weight, into your right hand. And we're going to provide a little bit of support with our left behind our head. So the first place we're going, everybody, is straight up. So when we go straight up, we know we're going to get right into those upper abs. And so as I lift, abs go up and down, right? So I reach the ball to the ceiling and back down. And reach the ball to the ceiling and back down. And reach. So this again is a really good place to check in with how much am I using my legs versus my abs. So can you check in with that? It'd be like everything, if you could envision, right, everything within our underwear lines is engaged, right? Like we feel pelvic floor lifts up. That awakens lower abs, brings us right up into the trunk. But what I don't need is a bunch of tension in my thighs. So try to differentiate, feeling everything in the undergarment gather, without tightening the thighs. Last two. Last one, stay at the top. And now you're just gonna let that arm open out to the right, but don't let it disturb your float. And then bring it back up, out to the right, and bring it back up, out to the right, bring it back up, two more, out to the right, bring it back up, last one, out to the right, bring it back up. Now reach it behind you and back up, and behind you and back up. Two more, behind you, back up, last one, behind you, back up, and lower down. We'll do the same round on the left. So first we're going up and up. I'm trying to really free my shoulder blades from being pinned to my mat. I'm not per se trying to curl towards my knees. I'm thinking lift. Two more. And then I'm going to stay in that float. I'm going to make sure my head is a bit heavy in my right hand. My arm goes out and back in. I don't want to see any disruption in our floats, right? We're trying to maintain that sense of flow and let the ball create challenge for our obliques, even though we're not going anywhere, right? It's bracing against that weight. And now it can go back overhead, reach, and reach. Could you feel any more of your shoulder blades lighten off of your mat underneath you? Last one, arm goes back and in and down we come. Ooh, upper abs are awake. Switch to your right hand again. Left hand goes behind your head. Now you could do exactly what we just did. I'm gonna add on. So this time as we float up, we're in the right hand with the weight. Take your left leg to tabletop. So we're staying in the float here. Now the arm's gonna go right, the leg goes left, and then everything meets in the middle. Arm and leg go out. Now if you had a marble on your low abdomen, I do not want that marble to roll to your left hip. So you gotta work really hard, almost imagining your marble trying to roll to your right hip to offset, right? And in likelihood, it's gonna roll left. Think in your mind of keeping that marble just slightly going to the right. Last two, last one, and now we go out. So reach out, tap the knee, reach out, tap the knee, reach out, tap the knee, push that head into your hands, please. Last two, last one. Hold everything out there, just hold it there. Now, get yourself a little further into your float and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knee and everything comes down. Switch sides. Take the ball toward the ceiling, opposite leg and tabletop. Find the float. Ooh, the abs are like, hello. Now we open out and in. Pressing the head into the hand. Using your abs to lift up the shoulder blades and think about that pelvis. Where is that marble? I notice right away on this side that I want to shoot my left knee to the left to help. So I got to figure out how do I recruit that in my trunk and stop moving my leg to counterbalance me. So now I'm focused on my left leg staying in place. Okay, now there we go. So notice that in yourself if you're using your legs that are on the floor to help you. 2 more. Last one. Abs are on fire. Come to center. Everything reaches out. Tap the knee. It reaches out. Tap the knee. Reaches out. Can you float the shoulder blades off anymore? Reaches out and tap. 3, 2. Hold it out there. Now, don't use the ball, use your abs to come up a little higher. Woo, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knee, come down. Thumbs up if you felt your abs. Okay, great. always nice to know that I'm not alone, even though I can only hear myself moaning. Okay, so the weight, if it's comfortable, is gonna go between your knees. If that's not a great fit, just skip the weight, okay? So the weight's going between the knees. I will say that is why I'm a fan of the balls, because they are so versatile like that. So give your knees a little pressure into your weight if you have it. Now, I just have to say, because if you're not using the weight, don't press your knees together, okay? Feel yourself turn on your inner thighs as if you're maybe holding a towel. You can pretend you're holding a towel between your knees, or even hold a hand towel if you happen to have one out. And hands are gonna go behind our heads. So here we go, we've got double support now. So push your head into your hands, feel your back, neck muscles turn on, right? They're using their strength to push down into your hands. And now I'm gonna use those abs to lift me, but I'm creating a challenge to my abs by pushing my head back into my hands. So I know I'm not overdoing it with my neck. As a matter of fact, the front of my neck muscles are not super duper engaged. They're engaged, but they feel relatively soft. So from this position now, let nothing change in our spine, and take a breath in. On the exhale, draw your navel down towards your spine and start floating the feet 1 inch and gently set them down. That should feel like a lot of abs, folks, as you can hear. Take a breath in. Don't let the spine change. Find your abs to pick up the legs and gently set them down. Okay, here we go. Take them up and down, up and down, up and down. Don't change your spine. Find it from your abs. Inner thighs come towards you and away from you. 3, woo, 2, woo, 1, and down they go. If you would look my way, I want to show you how that goes poorly and why it's less effective often. Is that we get here and people go, oh, okay, legs and tabletop. I hope you can see what happens in my spine. So people then kind of, I'll exaggerate, they almost do this wind up, arcing their thoracic spine to then throw their spine down to lift their legs. So it ends up being more of a spinal thing. Therefore, I'm not working in the way I want to. Once I create the float, drop my ribs, and I maintain, now don't use my spine. I have to use deep hip flexors. Now lift. Oh, that's hard work because I'm not using that ricochet effect. So that's why you were really hearing that vibration, but you can see how easy it'd be to cheat. Legs up and down in tabletop and just flip your back all around instead of using your abs. So even when no one's watching, don't cheat on that one because it's really effective. The ball or the weight is going to come into your hand. Let's just say the right hand. So roll onto your left side. If that means you want to flip around to be able to see, go ahead and do so. This is going to feel like a breeze here for a moment. So we're going to get sideline, and we're just taking that elbow, and I'm just gluing that upper arm right into the sleeve of my shirt. And my spine is long. I want to make sure you're not curled up like you're going to take a nap. Yeah. All right, drop the hand down and up. So start thinking right away about your upper right side back. All right, we're doing this for the functionality of our shoulders. If you do certain things when we're, say, doing extension work, like swan, and you're like, man, I can't move my arms around that much, right? This is a great strengthener for all those rotational, beautiful moves we want to make, like butterfly strokes and breast strokes, right? We're trying to strengthen that upper back and keep our shoulders in good shape. 4, 3, 2, stay up. I'm in that rotation still, but I'm going to take the ball to the ceiling, staying in that rotation and down, up and down, up and down. Feels like a nice little break here for a minute. 2 more. Last one, lower down, take it back up. Now you should feel the fatigue set in. Down and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I always know I get it when I see Deb drop that ball. I'm like, yes. Arm out in front of you. Was that a thumbs up, Deb? And then around we go. So you can let your spine move with you a little bit here. I got a nice little adjustment with my first one around. So you can let your eyes and chest go. So we're just opening that chest, feeling the spine get a nice gentle twist. And the last one around. And coming to center. Take your right arm, sorry, I have left itch. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling and lengthen those legs out. Now, if balance is too troublesome here, you'll just want to take your feet and bring them forward a few inches, okay? The other way people try to compensate is instead of having a sense of a muscular gap here, you'll push your waist into the floor to help you balance. I don't want you to. I want you to gather it up. Imagine a nice wide belt pulling everything in, and we're going to take both legs up and down. Now the trick here is to imagine the top leg is doing very little. So imagine your bottom leg has to push the top leg up and push the top leg up. So we're getting into inner leg work here, right? Your adductors. Lift and lift. Last 2, lift. Last one, stay lifted. Point your toes, stay lifted. Now let the top leg drift up. Good, stay right there. 4, 3, 2, both knees bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Imagine that belt around your midsection, giving you lots of stability with all of the wiggling we're doing, right? We're trying to find that center marker. Woo, 2 more. Last one, reach out, reach out, reach out. Bring the legs together and bring them down. Beautiful, slide this front hand in front of you. The one under your head is gonna slip through underneath your arm to hug your ribs. So here's my pushing hand. Go ahead and bend your knees. And from here, I'm gonna push myself up and set myself down. Now you can be gentle about the down or stay down there. When you press yourself up, turn towards your hand with your chest. And then forward. Turn to your hand, then forward. Turn to the hand and forward. 2 more. Turn and forward. Last one. Forward. Hold right there. Slide that other arm out. Reach it way out there. And now we open back out, arms and legs. So now we're not laying down. Now we're in this position. Good. Now just the top leg lifts and lowers. My bottom leg is floating. Okay, I know it's a little hard to see on my darker mat. Keep that top leg lifted. Now I want you to keep pushing into the floor because I don't want this shoulder to creep up into your ear. You're pushing down. You're getting aggressive with the floor. Nothing like this. That's the floor beating you. Push. 3, 2, hold that leg up there. Bend both, straighten. Bend both, straighten. Bend both, straighten. 1 more, bend both, straighten, and legs come down. Lower all the way. Take your weight with you. We're going to the other side. Ooh. My body's like, oh, really? The other side? Are you serious? All the way down we go. Remember, we're going to activate the waistline. So we don't want to feel like the waist is just huddling. We're all shaped differently. I understand we're going to touch the mat, some of us, but I just don't want you to slump into the mat. It's very different. So activate the waistline. Good. All right. So elbow in at the side, and we're going to start with a simple rotation. So think about that upper back, right? We're doing strengthening for our postural muscles here. So this not only opens the chest, strengthens rotator cuff, but also strengthens our upper back. This is just an awesome one for postural muscles. Stay open with me, and then we're going up and down, up and down, up and down. 4, 3, 2. I always think this one feels so easy until you go back. Lower down, peel up, oh, and peel up. 4 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And take it down. Go. You can bend your knees if you'd like. Go into your big pinwheel. And let me just say about that shoulder work, right? Something like that just seems so simple, so small. But if you go into bigger dynamic moves and think that that's where you're going to strengthen your shoulders, it's oftentimes that you just compensate with other bigger muscles, and it doesn't allow you to get into the smaller ones. So by doing that very simple rotator cuff work and letting it be isolated, such a good strengthener for the smaller muscles. They're not going to get bullied around by the big ones. Then you'll find you feel more powerful in your dynamic moves going forward. And coming all the way around. So we're going to take this arm up and lengthen the legs. Together, they're going to lift and lower, lift. Now remember, our trick was letting the bottom leg feel like it's hoisting the top leg. Oh, so we know the top one's going to help a little bit, but we're definitely not giving it its full oomph. Nice job. 4, 3, 2, woo! Stay up there. Top leg up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. 4, 3, 2, and keep the legs up there. We're going to bend, not fall over, and straighten, bend, and straighten. So now think about fastening that belt around our midsection. We know our body is being really dynamic in so many ways, but then we're going to ask ourselves to find that center that we're working off of. That yes, we're going to be wiggly and wobbly, but we're going to let that center point keep us anchored. 4, it's inside us, right? The anchor's in us. 2 more, I believe. Pilates teacher counting, I'm unsure. Stay there, draw those legs together, and take them down. Good, bend your knees. Put that hand in front of you. Now we got to retrieve this arm and slide it around and give us a hug. This side's harder for me. All right, so as we push up, let's think about rotating and then coming down. Push up, rotate. Again, you don't have to come all the way down. You could stay up in a little hover and push right back up if you want it harder. And push. And push. 2 more. And push. Last one. Push. Take that arm out. Slide it down the mat. Take this one up. Slide those legs long. Woo! Okay, keep gathering up from that side. Now take the top leg up and down. Try to keep your hips squared forward. Don't roll back. This is when I wish we could have a conversation, so I know we're all on the same page. 3, I see some grins out there. 2, keep that leg lifted. Both, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. 2 more, bend, straighten. Last one, bend, straighten, bring them together and down. Did I forget anything? No, okay. All right, roll onto your forearms. Now, I want you to go with your feet about the width of your mat, okay? I don't know if you're feeling what I'm feeling, but I can tell you the buttocks is wide awake. So what I would love for you to do is reach through your toes and push firmly into your elbows. So let me show you the kind of like I'm just letting the floor push into me versus me pushing into the floor. A much different active approach all through our serratus as well as that upper back. So really push. So now we're going to bend and straighten. Some of you are going to really feel this through your quads as a stretch when you bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Keeping those legs again about the width of the mat and keep pushing firmly into the floor. You're not being passive in your upper body. Our upper body is working. Push your hands together, as a matter of fact. Why don't you press them? Last two. Last one. Now bring your heels to touch. My knees didn't change position. I just turned my heels into touch. And now squeeze your heels and try to lighten your thighs off the floor and then let your thighs be heavy. Lift, lower. Now I still feel flesh touching the floor, okay? So don't feel like you're gonna just float your thighs up a foot. Squeeze the heels together, use your butt, lift your thighs up. Lift, and lift, and lift. Two more, lift, stay there, lift. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt. Lengthen your legs long. I'm still squeezing my rear though. Now bring your legs in and open. Together, open, together, open, together, open. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Let the legs be heavy. Taking a hand and a hand. So I've separated my hands and pushed them into the floor. So from here, I'm going to firmly press my palms and lift my chest, with my goal being that I feel this wonderful bend in my upper back. I have a necklace on today, so I can think of reaching my necklace up my bookcase over here, like I'm trying to show someone way up there my necklace. And then from here, as I go down, I'm going to reach my right hand forward and I'm going to turn to lay the right side of my face down. I'm almost laying on my arm, and that's okay. Now I'm going to start pushing through this left hand, slide the right one in, come up and find that upper bend. It's lifting the collarbones up. And now I start to bend my right elbow, my left arm goes straight, and I lower to rest my head on my left arm. And then I push into the right hand to come up, chest lifts, collarbones reach, and lowering, reaching the right arm, resting the head. And up we come, press to center, chest reaches, and down we go. And come to center. I'd like you to do one more on each side and pay attention to your pelvis, your hips. So lower down, right arm reaches, and as I turn, I'm just feeling, what does the weight of my pelvis feel like on my mat? Am I still connected on both sides? And then pushing up. And then down on the left. And again, where does my pelvis fall? And then up on the right. Okay, we're going to add a leg. As my right arm goes down and I turn my right ear to my arm, I'm going to bend my left, then my right, and then bend both. And up we come. Down with the left. And I'm going to bend my right, my left, and both. And up I come. Down on the right. Bending left, right, and both. And up we come. Last time, down on the left. I'm going to bend my right, my left, bend both. Keep them bent. Now as you straighten your legs, let them stay off the floor and pull that arm up. So we get arms and legs reaching that chest. All right, here we go. I'll go first. I'm trying to create the rocking chair. So when I let go with my hands, I'm going to rock forward. And then I want to scoop myself up. So notice I have to keep my back muscles and my buns on the whole time so my legs just don't fall behind me. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Push back for child's pose. I hope you felt how your posterior muscles had to keep your shape. And then you were just using your arms as the vehicle, right? To get you rocking and to catch up. I would go wide knees in this. Then why don't we take one arm and dive it underneath the other? That feels lovely. And then pull that arm out. Let's take the other arm under. And then taking that arm out. Coming onto hands and knees. So widen those fingers. And I just want you to rock forward and back. So we're just putting some positive tension into the hands and wrists, stretching them out. In the next series, we are going to go from standing to back on the floor, but we're going to end in our release. So I'm just going to ask that we all just keep our cameras where they're at. It's okay, we'll be taking just a brief stay at the top. Now, when you go back, can you let your hips rock to the left? Oh, yes. Come forward and center, go back, hips rock to the right. This should provide a really good stretch for some of the areas we were working. So side to side, let's get one more on the left. Woo. And one more on the right. And coming to center. Tuck those toes under behind you. Now you're going to find pressure into the floor. Push into gravity with your hands and feet. Lift your knees. And then press your chest towards your thighs and reach your tail to the ceiling. Okay, get those chests towards your thighs, pulling, 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 pulling. And then lift up onto your toes and bring your knees back to a hover. Set the knees down. Press into your hands and feet. Lift the knees. And then press up. Reach your heels toward the floor. Reach your chest toward your thighs. Now lift up onto your toes. Get way up there, get way up there, get way up there. And then transition back to knee hover. Pause. And set the knees down. Last one. Let the knees float up. And then pike. Reach your heels to the floor. We're stretching out those calves. And now bend one knee, then the other. Little walking of the dog. And then both heels reach down. And then begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. Excellent. Just stay there for a minute. Shake your head no. Oh, take a big breath into your back. And as you exhale, bring yourself to standing. It's okay if I don't get all of you for just a minute. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, we go back down. You can do this in a rounded time or a hinge at the hip. And from this position, we're going to walk out to plank. Good. Nice firm hold. So picking up those low abs, you're going to press firmly into the floor. And you're going to rock on your feet. Rock forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. 3, 2, 1. Gently set your knees down. Now you're going to turn, staying on your right hand and right knee, and open out into a side plank. And then we pivot onto both, open up. And then onto all fours, open out. You'll probably find one side is easier to transition on. And back. One more, open up. And then back. Good. From here, rock your butt back. Set your elbows down. Rock your weight forward. And now push up. Rock your weight back. Elbows down. Rock your weight forward. push up. The key is stay forward with your weight. Back, elbows down, forward, elbows up. Back, elbows down, forward, elbows up. One more. Back, elbows down, forward, elbows up. Now stay. Look, my knees got a little too far away from me. You can walk your knees forward too. Now I'm going to take my weight forward. This is where you feel like you're going to face plant. From here, drop your elbows down. Then you can rock back and pick them up. Head forward again. And bring them down. Rock back and up. Go forward. Oh, it's so hard when you ride the edge. If it feels too easy, you're not riding the edge. And up we come. We've got 2 more to go. Elbows down, 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 down. Oh, and I'm trying to stay graceful, but boy, that last inch is hard. And back down. Woo! Nice work. We are going to wrap up on our stomachs here before we go into release. If you could lay on your stomachs and open those legs wide, open those arms wide, you're creating a star pose. Forehead is just coming to the mat here for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to reach my right arm overhead, and I'm going to push into my left foot and peel my body open. I can stay here a while. And then as I lower back down, I'll widen both arms, finding star pose. Left arm reaches overhead. I start by just pushing into my right big toe as I open. Oh, that feels glorious. And then coming back to star pose. And one more here. Right arm reaches overhead and pushing into that left toe and rotating open. You make it just as big or as small as you need it to be. And then back down, star pose. Final one, left arm overhead, push, and open. Now we really can just roll right onto our backs. I recognize some of you might want to get onto your mat, and that would be just fine. You can shimmy back over there if you'd like. So where I would love for you to go as we just move into the harder work sometimes of getting things to turn off is that when you come to the mat, just let your arms shake and wiggle. And then when we set them down, let's let the palms face up. And I'm going to shake and wiggle my legs. Being very loosey-goosey, how much can you let your flesh wiggle on the bones? The flesh is meant to wiggle around on the bones, folks. Let it be loosey, loosey, loosey-goosey, and then just let it be heavy. You might even feel a nice little electric charge from that. So we're going to start focusing our breath, being intentional to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. And we're going to really exercise the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is a muscle, okay? So if the diaphragm is weak, your core is weak. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and how we know we're really getting a good expansion and work through the diaphragm is when the belly will lift up when we take that breath in. So the diaphragm is pulling down, and then it just kind of pushes up the internal organs to kind of get them out of the way to make room. So it's just always a good indicator. We don't always have to breathe like that for diaphragm work, but it's a really great way of getting a big expansion and really validating, yep, it's working. So if you even want to put a hand on your belly, you could do that. So as you inhale through your nose, let's let the bellies lift to the ceiling. And exhale, it'll naturally fall away from the ceiling. So just let your breath come to whatever natural rhythm it feels most comfortable. And I want you to check in and start at the base of the body. Just feeling that sense of permission to let all things relax into the earth. So our body is completely safe and supported in this position. So we want to let any musculature that's still being more active than needed to give it permission to soften. So as important as learning how to turn on a muscle is to turn off or soften. So can we feel that wave of energy, that permission to come up through our toes and our feet and our ankles? And then through those lower legs that we worked. Crossing over the knees, the thighs, and the hips. So think about how heavy your pelvis can just sit where it's at. And then visualize inside your body our spine, right? Connected to the pelvis, laying on the floor, touching in various spots, and then coming to the back of the skull. And then think about our arms. Could you let your arms be any heavier? Do you need a different position to let them soften a bit more? And just see, right, like you're an observer to your body just laying here. Just like dead weight. Let yourself feel where the head touches the floor and that no muscles are needing to work to keep your head here. Think of softening the scalp, the space behind your ears. Soften between the eyes. And soften your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. So let yourself roll to your side. You can keep your eyes closed. And I want you to breathe. Imagine the air comes right through your back. And as you exhale, it leaves you through the chest. Inhale in between the shoulder blades. Exhale from the front. And as you continue to breathe, seeing it come in through the back and letting it exhale through the front. Set your intention for the day, whether it be a phrase that comes to mind or a single word. And as you breathe in, see that that's what you're bringing into your day. And exhaling the things we can't control. Inhale. And exhale. I hope everybody has a fabulous day. I can't wait till I get to see some of you. Maybe this upcoming Saturday at my home. Pack a suit if you like. Everybody have a great day.